Yep. Hi guys, welcome to the next episode of the Rusty Beauties restorations. We are working on our 1958 Triumph TR3 in the Rusty Beauties garage, and today we're gonna finish this side. I already finished off camera the other side. I finished making this patch. It is ready to go. The seal was there before even this patch was installed. Now here, very quickly, we're gonna install this patch. We're gonna adjust a little bit the length of the outer seal because it's a little bit too long, and we're gonna weld everything in place. So without further ado, let's get crack-a-lacking. Alright, so this is welded. I didn't show you much of it because it was just a matter of welding and grinding it. So now I'm gonna paint it, and then let's see what we can do with the seal to make it fit better. So this is what it should look like. This side is already done. So first of all, oh my god, this dog. So first of all, here we have a step in the front end, and that's for the fender, of course. So this is where we are limited. We can't move forward or backwards. We need to be exactly there. And here, if you remember, we shortened this like a few videos ago. We had to make another bend to match the rear end of the door. So it creates a little gap here. And that's how originally it was. It's a wide gap at the top to match pretty much the door. But this flange is not 90 degrees. It's a little bit open, so it closes the gap. We have a V-shaped gap here. But let's see what's going on the other side now. So at the front, that's where we are. Not really happy with this gap here at the bottom, but that's how it is. Unfortunately, can't do much about that. The top is touching, but we can't tilt the fender to match that gap. So that's where it is. And at the rear end, you see here, we can't even put it inside. So we're gonna have to do the same thing what we did on the other side. I'm just gonna bend it like a 8 maybe further down, and that's not gonna be too hard, I hope. Okay, so this is how it fits in the front now. I think I need to make the line a little bit more crisp. But other than that, I think it's in the perfect place. And here in the back, somehow the bottom is a little bit too open. So I think I'm gonna keep the top where it is. The bottom, I'm gonna move the line backwards again. But other than that, I'm happy. Okay, that looks better now. Actually, let me paint it so we can see it better. Ooh, I love it now. And the rear end, spray some paint too, just so we can see it better. I'm actually happy. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it out. We're gonna drill holes along the top and the bottom for plug welds, and I'm gonna paint the inside and we're gonna weld it. All right, so it's a few days later and I finally had a chance to come back to the garage and start working. It's March break, so the kids are at home and it is hard to start working. So anyways, I drilled all the holes on the sill underneath and here too, and I tacked it. Well, here I did the plug weld actually, but I tacked it here, I tacked it over there where I think it's in a good position. So now we just need to push this down and do all these plug welds. Let me lock it again because it tries to open on its own, so I'm using my special lock here like this. and I think we have pretty good gaps here. I think the other side is a little bit better than this side. Here we're still a little bit inconsistent in the back, but I can't do anything more about that. Remember how we had a wider gap in the top and a little bit narrower at the bottom? That's how it is. I spread it a little bit between the front and the back. The top gap looks a little bit wider, very little wider up there than at the bottom, but that's what it is. I can't do it better than that. You know, we tried by raising the rear end with shims and all that, but it turned out we can't raise it more than where it is right now. I even raised the front end with a shim here a little bit, and I removed all the shims from, not all, but 3 of the 4 shims from here. And that I was hoping to do this to the car, so it closes it, and it did. It closed a little bit the top gap, but can't do more than that. It is very little, but it is there. The problem is that the gap is pretty narrow, and since it's narrow, any deviations from that narrow line are easily seen. Anyway, I think that's how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna finish welding the sill now, and I'm gonna grind everything, and we're gonna be done with this side as well. Here I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more welding here on the fender where the joint is, so I can grind it nicely and make it a straight line, because right now it's not. And that's gonna be it. Maybe the same here. I think I need to add a little bit more weld here, but that's it. I'm gonna have to take out the fender anyways, so I can weld under there the sill. Oh, actually, after that we will see. Remember how we were talking about cutting the sill open in the top here and opening it a little bit? I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know, because the door is actually, that's how it's gonna sit, and it is very, very little. It's overhanging very, very little the sill here. So that's something that we discussed in previous episodes. Apparently TR3s and 2s have a little curve here on the door from the factory, and that curve is also translated into the sill. But the new reproduction sills, of course, because they are just cutting corners, they made it straight line. So do we want to do something about it? Do we want to cut it open here and open it a little bit? I don't know. We will decide that. I'll first weld all the plug welds, and then I'm gonna grind them, and we're gonna go from there. For that, I'm gonna have to remove the door, of course, so after that we will see how everything is gonna line up again, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, I've been working away here on my own for a while, and didn't show you much, but for the last few hours, because nothing interesting. I mean, I did all these plug welds here, plug welds there, plug welds underneath, stitch here, stitch here. I went around the floor actually. It was just tucked in place, so now I went and I welded it over there. I welded it there in that area, wasn't welded. Here I had to add a piece because I cut out a piece before to be able to fit it, so I didn't keep the piece, so I had to make a new one here for the corner, so I welded all that. Here at the back, I don't remember if I cut this corner off or what happened here, but there was a hole here and there was a big hole here as well, so I had to make pieces for there and weld them in place. I tapped this back in because it was bent, and I welded it here and here, and I have to go and do the same on the other side now actually, because this corner here is not finished. Let me see here. Yeah, here we can just weld it, we don't need to add piece, but here there was a whole corner missing. Anyway, I'm gonna have to make some kind of a patch for there as well. The backing plate there is bent. Let me show you. Here, this one in the back, I think I bent it. I don't remember what happened here, but here we need to make some kind of a patch to close this gap, because that leads straight inside the sill, and from there there's even some light leaking towards the road, so we have to close this somehow. And the front here is done, everything is closed properly, so yeah, there's nothing interesting. I mean, I'm gonna do these welds here, and then I'm gonna go around and grind everything, and we will see how far we are. But maybe if there's more room in this video, we can start taking out the battery box. We still don't have the rear floor. I have to talk to Phil and see when we're gonna have it, but in the meantime we can start dealing with the battery box, because this one is like, you know, it's been patched from inside. Anyway, that's a subject for a later time, in this video or another video, we will see. All right, so I patched this. It doesn't look great, I might grind it a little bit, but but at least there's no hole. So that part was also straightened and welded. Here everything I showed you already. I went ahead and ground everything. Oh my god, there's so much dust, it's crazy. I have to vacuum that. These are shavings actually, metal shavings that came from here. I bought a new tool. I broke down and I bought this finger sander that people keep telling me to buy. Still couldn't use it. I wanted to use it here. Still, the radius is way too wide and it was catching too far, so I couldn't use it. I can't use it this way because you see part of it is like sticking out, so still couldn't use it here. So what I used was this little end mill, if you want to call it, whatever it is, and ground it here and here. It looks good. Ground all these welds, all the welds underneath. I don't know if you see, yeah, all the welds underneath. And I think we are done for the day. So tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna put the door back and everything, because I want to do the same thing like I did 2 weeks ago. I want to put it right here, the car in front of the bench, so we can bring with Nick his Miata and put it here so he can work on the Miata while I'm working on this, because I need to work on this car. I need to get this done. I need to get this done. This is the 70 TR6 sitting here. But Nicola can do lots of stuff on his own car, on his own. So like I said, tomorrow I'll see if I can put it right here in front of the bench and continue working on the battery box. Okay, it's the next day, and as we planned, we tucked her in the corner here. Not the corner, but in a pretty tight spot. We can still work on this side, on the bench, which is pretty busy anyways. And we can still reach the battery box inside and all that. But I think, actually, I came up with a better idea, which is to work on the front balance, because we still need to work on this part here and all that. And there's a whole bunch of dents. We need to weld here, these cracks. I think underneath there, more dents. So in this position of the car, I think that's a better choice. We brought in the Mazda. Nick is taking care of it now. He's gonna jack it up. He's gonna relocate it a little bit better. He's gonna put it on jack stands. And he's gonna work on his own car, on his own. But that's gonna be another video, another time. By the way, it's a beautiful day outside. We still have a little bit of snow over there, but that's the last of it. Nick took care of the backyard yesterday, cleaned all the leaves and all that. It looks beautiful now, waiting for the grass to grow again. And yeah, it's a beautiful March day. And the heater just came off. Great, isn't that beautiful? So anyways, I think though we're gonna continue with the valves and everything in another video. This one might be a little bit too short and a little bit too boring without too much interesting stuff in it, but I'm cheating a little bit. You know why? Because I'm going in 4 days, I'm going on vacation for a week, and I'm not gonna have any content to post for the next 2 weeks. So whatever I filmed so far, I'm gonna post in one video, and I'm gonna leave the rest of the footage for the next weekend. So you have something to watch every weekend, even though I will be away. So I'm cheating a little bit. Instead of one long video, I'm gonna make 2 small ones for you. So anyways, I'm actually planning another video that I might shoot in quickly. So I might post something in between, but we will see about that. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting, subscribing and sharing and supporting the channel. And I'll see you in the next one, when we're gonna be dealing with this valance, and in another one also when we're gonna be dealing with Nick's Mazda. That's gonna be a totally different video. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.